Today we're talking to Lotte Moore, the author in Chiswick. Thank you so much for speaking to us. And you're going to be talking to me a bit about your new book you've just written, In the Fast Lane.
It's slightly based on people I know, mums and people. And being an old lady, I do observe very carefully because I teach little children. And when the mums come to pick them up, they're always in a rush. And everybody I see in life is in a rush. And it's all about three families who are greatly in a rush. And it's about the sort of turmoil it causes. It's about jealousies and difficulties with families because they're in a rush and they can't be with their children. And there's another wonderful composer who's a musician, and he never sees his wife at all because he's in a rush composing. And then there's a wonderful farmer who's very calm and talks to trees, and he's the only one who shows you that life can be rather lovely and quiet. And he even talks to trees and his wife, but I do find the speed of life very frightening. Life inspired me to write this to show that people can calm down a little bit. But it's quite racy. There's a few sex scenes in a ploughed field and things. That's made you laugh.
So what inspired you to start writing for adults rather than children?
Well, I wrote for children first because it was easier, but I wrote Snippets, my lovely autobiography, first of all, because it got rid of lots of feelings. I had a childhood full of extraordinary things. I bathed with Churchill. I met Charlie Chaplin, who I didn't think much of. And then I became a ballet dancer. And so it was very important to get rid of all sorts of feelings then. And then I started writing a poetry book. I love poetry. But the fast lane is when the mums come to collect them and I say, come and watch Johnny doing something. He's so good. No, I haven't got time. She says, I haven't got time. And that's the sad thing. They haven't got time to just see their child doing a little musical thing. And it's a great pity. Maybe it's because I'm old, but I think all of us would love to sit in a cornfield and just quietly listen to everything.
Does this book carry any message then, do you think, that you've written it for?
To slow down. To everybody just to slow down a bit.
And do you think that maybe that's just an aspect of our time, day and age at the moment, that we're just going too far?
I think we're too full of machinery. If we didn't have so many machines, we'd be all able to do a lot more, and I think we'd be so much less stressed. Stress is terrible.
You're 82 now. What would you like to achieve before you reach 100?
100? Good God. I don't know what I'd be in a grass skirt. I would love to be recognised as a writer and not struggle the whole time. And most of all, I'd love to be able to get into schools without having to go on my knees to go in to reach children, especially with Lotte's War, because it's a big message knowing what it was like. And it's so difficult getting into schools. I read for nothing. I give my books to all sorts of children. They pay a little bit. And I want to inspire children to write, but it's so hard getting into schools. I go all over the country, and I'd love to be recognised for being original and caring a lot for both the old and the young, but it's so hard to be recognised.
Do you have any advice for any writers, anybody budding writers that might be watching?
Well, yes, lots of people say, why do you write and how do you start? I've encouraged so many people to write a diary. I think because if you write a diary about whether you're happy or not, or you've got a boyfriend you love and then you kick him out, everything's in the diary and you can then make a story. But I'm lucky to have imagination, so I can write short stories, naughty ones and funny ones and sexy ones. And if you write something down, it's there. But you've got to also have imagination and a sense of humour, so it doesn't hurt you writing about what you went through at a certain time. You've got to make something of it and be very brave to share it with people. And I think sharing pain is as beautiful in a way and important as love. Both are difficult. So this is my lovely book I've just written, my first and only novel called In the Fast Lane, and I do hope lots of people buy it and enjoy it and maybe recognise themselves in it. Ha ha.